Welcome back, everybody, to Elder Scrolls Online with Velithia Stender, who is taking us through the West Weald and the Telvanni Peninsula and maybe Vardenfell. But for now, and she's doing it out of order just in case. Oh, excellent! Just in case, you were looking for some kind of sense. But we are having a bit of a mystery here. Someone has murdered the Lady Weatherlea. There's a traitor in the family's midst, and Mizik and I are going to uncover who they are. Question the family.
If you are looking for the stranger who calls himself Uriel, he went to walk the estate grounds with Pelena, and not a moment too soon. I was growing tired of their bickering.
Actually, I was hoping to talk to you.
Of course, though I doubt I'd be of much help. I was tending to affairs in High Isle when I learned of my aunt's death.
Oh.
As her last living blood relative, I saw fit to see to her will.
Of course you
Until
did.
my cousin's convenient reappearance, of course.
What do you know of Lady Weatherlea's death?
Oh, as I understand it, she fell from her library's ladder while reaching for a book. If she had kept a modest staff on hand, perhaps she could have been saved. But by the time she was found, she had passed.
Who found her?
I believe it was one of the estate's remaining workers. Pelena would know more. She was here when it happened. Unlike Uriel. I know grief can cloud one's judgment, but is she not at all suspicious of Uriel's story?
Why are you so suspicious of Uriel?
I haven't seen Uriel since we were teens, before I was sent to boarding school. And then he left to fight in Varen's revolt 6 years ago. He might share a passing resemblance, even with his scar, but I don't believe he's really Uriel.
Do you have any proof he's lying?
Frustratingly, no. But my aunt spent countless coins searching for Uriel.
Mm-hmm.
Even if his story is true, and he lost his memory,
Mm-hmm.
she would have found him. I fear Uriel was lost to us in the revolt. And this man is wearing our grief like a disguise.
And what does Pelena think?
That's the thing. Since his arrival, Pelena has been both overjoyed and furious. I suppose his return after so long could explain her mixed emotions. But I think she's hiding something. They share terse whispers constantly.
That's good to know.
If Aquilia was Lady Weatherlea's last living heir, could she have expected to receive the missing fortune?
Well,
A motive, perhaps.
she probably could have expected to receive the fortune, but to be honest, I don't think... I think she misses her aunt more than anything else. Let's go and find, in the study. Oh, Uriel, what are you doing in here? Oh, no, we don't get to talk to him yet. So we're going to go and talk to Lady Pelena.
How foolish of you to think that I would just disappear.
My love, the investigator returns. We'll continue our discussion later.
Uh-oh. Someone was having an affair.
Apologies. Recent events have been overwhelming, to say the least. I needed some fresh air, and my dear Uriel saw fit to join me. Is there anything I can help you with?
Were you present the day Lady Weatherlea died?
No, I was not. Lady Weatherlea was kind enough to let me live on the estate when Uriel went off to fight, but I often spend my mornings walking through the woods. A ritual that has helped ever since Uriel's death. Absence, I mean.
Who found her body?
Otho Florius, the gardener, was the one who found her. He was the only one home at the time. Ever since I fired that horrible cook, Otho's been the only remaining staff member tending to the estate.
You fired the cook?
Yes. I caught Edric snooping around my private quarters. Terrible thing, having one's privacy encroached upon. I told him to never return or I'd have Betu chase him out. I admit I did enjoy striking fear into that sad little man.
Betu listens to your commands.
Well enough. He's known me since my courtship years with Uriel. He causes his fair share of mischief, but Lady Weatherlea could never bring herself to get rid of him. After all, Betu was her last connection to Uriel.
What sort of mischief?
The dog has a penchant for stealing what isn't his. I usually ask our gardener to wrangle him, but as you can see, he hasn't done a very good job. Of course, now that Lady Weatherlea has passed, we can consider alternatives.
Alternatives? Wow, that's cold. Uriel.
Go on then, ask me how I returned. It's the only question anyone seems to have for me. Uriel Weatherlea back from the dead. It's laughable.
I am curious.
6 years ago, I left to fight in Varen's revolt. I was gravely wounded and left for dead, and would have died had a caravan of Khajiit not stumbled upon me and taken pity.
It's a
The Khajiit
tale.
could heal my wounds, but not my memories. They were lost.
You lost your memories?
Every single one. I rode with the caravan until I was fully healed. It wasn't until we rode into Skingrad that the first slivers of my past began to return. By the time I remembered my name and where I lived, it was too late. Mother was dead.
So now you remember everything.
Some things, yes. But there are still heavy clouds. For instance, it's clear Mother's riddle was meant for me, but I can't make sense of it. I can only hope your talented investigative skills solve this mystery.
Do you share Aquilia's doubts about your mother's death?
I fear Aquilia has merely succumbed to her own grief,
Oh dear.
chasing phantasms with bloody daggers. My mother was a wonderful woman who died a simple death. It is sad, but common. You come to understand this when you've been to war.
Is there anyone who'd want to hurt your mother?
From what I've been told, my mother lived her final years grieving in isolation. My dear wife Pelena did her best to keep her company, but my mother had no friends or visitors. Aside from the hired help, of course.
Could someone on staff have hurt your mother?
All this talk of suspects when the woman simply fell. Though I suppose Thunderboots would not be here if the death weren't suspicious. Speak with the staff yourself if you see fit.
I will. Thank you. Talk to the groundskeeper, Otto Florius.
The gardener found Lady Weatherlea's body. We should speak to him next.
Of course, music, of course.
There you go, Betu. That's aren't so. Apologies for Betu's earlier mischief. I hope he didn't damage the will.
No, he didn't.
He's normally better behaved, but the lady's passing has certainly got him on edge.
So, did you find Lady Weatherlea's body?
Yes. I had taken over kitchen duties while Edric was away. I was restocking the pantry after returning from the market when I heard a loud crashing noise from the library.
And what did you do?
I thought Betu might have knocked something over in the library, but when I went to check, the door was blocked by something heavy. By the time I wedged myself through, it was too late.
She was dead?
Yes, she was lying on the floor, motionless. One of the ladders had fallen and there were books scattered all around. I can take you to see the library. Everything is as I found it.
Did you see anyone else?
No. Lady Weatherlea was the only one in the library. Which is odd, now that I think about it.
Why is that?
Betu is usually plastered to the lady's side, but he wasn't in the library. He was shut up in Pelena's room. I wonder why she would have put him there.
Is there anyone who would want to hurt Lady Weatherlea?
Well, Pelena keeps going on about Edric, our cook. She says he was acting suspiciously leading up to her death. But for what it's worth, I find him to be kind. He may be able to shed more light on that situation himself.
I'll ask him, thank you. Edric, has someone splashed you with water yet? Hey.
You won't learn anything from those scheming charlatans, that's for sure.
Well, why don't you start
Lost
talking?
memories, please. Children can weave better stories than that drivel. I'll say it again, stranger. You should leave this place. Nothing but rotten memories.
Were you present the day Lady Weatherlea died?
No. Lady Pelena had all but run me out by then. Lady Weatherlea couldn't bring herself to fire me, but I thought some time away would do us all some good. Worst decision of my life, I tell you that.
Why would Pelena run you out?
It's my own fault, honestly. Something always felt off to me about Lady Pelena. She never seemed too torn up about Uriel's death. I was convinced she was hiding something, but turns out my chef's paunch doesn't make for being stealthy.
Uh-huh, and what happened?
She caught me going through her things. A terrible thing, I know, but I don't regret it. Some things deserve to be brought to light, you'll see.
Why don't you just tell me, Chef? Oh, I know, sometimes you just want to shake him till he squawks. However, we're fine. We can't just zap everything into
The
oblivion.
library is to the left. Your other left.
What do you mean my other left? It was my left. Oh, well. Sacred Witness. Threat of the Bandari Peddlers. Pile of books. No. Sometimes. Well, okay. Look behind me, you say? Fallen books.
You are certain this is where you found her body? Quite the mess for a simple fall, don't you think?
It's almost like a struggle. Occurred here. Grape glazed bantam guar. I may have seen that once before. Saga of Baron's Rebellion Part 2. Broken glass, like a broken window?
Was that window already broken?
I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly like a broken window.
Something has broken the glass. Perhaps this was
Ontus.
an escape route.
Sorry, Kirwin. I'm not meaning to intrude on your space.
We must study the scene carefully. Look for anything out
absolutely.
of place.
What about this?
Certainly a ladder couldn't have caused this much damage to the statue.
No.
Music has seen enough.
We have? Music? What have you seen that I haven't?
No blood, a broken window, and a fractured statue with no explanation as to how it was damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Music feels that there is something just out of reach of this one's claws.
We must be
But
missing
what
something.
The details don't add up. Investigations always require some stretch of the imagination, but to make sense of this crime scene would be to dream up a work of fantasy.
There has to be some explanation.
Perhaps the fantasy is the clue. Only a panicked hand could make such messy brushstrokes. Could Otho's arrival from the market have startled the suspect, leading them to block the door and escape out of the broken window?
Or could Otho have staged the scene?
But then why create such an elaborate scene? A fall is simple enough, a tidy portrait. We should continue to investigate this broken window.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we can find a trail on the other side.
Perhaps we could.
I would never hurt
Let
Lady
us look at the
Weatherlea.
window from the outside.
Otho?
I would never do anything like this. You must believe me.
I'll try. Alrighty, let's go. I know, what? Investigate the window exterior. I think that quest marker is out of
Exterior is
place.
just around the corner.
It probably should be on the other door. Oh, that's funny. Look, more grapes. I like that you can pick up if you you can pick up loose things in the game. You just have to have to kind of have a vague idea of what you're looking for, or be willing to poke it.
Betu, what is he sniffing?
Key. Look, Mizik.
Betu found a key, and look, it seems Betu wants us to follow him.
It does seem that way. Let's go. Who's a good boy? Yes. Here? Oh.
Moons above. Is that Edric?
It is, but what happened to him? It was I, loyal cook Edric, who killed our dear Lady Weatherlea. She planned to meet sweet Palina Weatherlea for tea, but I tainted her favourite blend, ginger and hibiscus, with a foul poison. The same poison I've taken as I write this letter, for I cannot bring myself to see an impostor play at our dear late Uriel. A curse on that rogue. Despite doting on her every need, Lady Weatherlea never saw me as more than a lowly servant. Now I join her in the great dark cloud cold beyond. Oh, rubbish. I'm sorry.
Confession. And a flowery one at that. Mizik isn't sure what to make of this.
She didn't like.
This one smells ginger, hibiscus, and something else. Edric's tankard. There seems to be a suspicious residue inside.
Memorial to Uriel Weatherlea. Here lies the memory of a devoted son and an honourable warrior. While you never returned home, those who love you saw fit to raise a memorial in your name. The loss of such a bright light will always be a tragedy, but your memory lives on with us.
So this is the memorial Lady Weatherlea built for her son.
With the cook. Okay. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on there. That'll be frustrating if I can't continue the quest because stuff. It could be it's just confused because there's another player in the area, or it could be that it's a misplaced quest marker. Steal its soul. Alright, let's go and see if this was enough to reset the game. We'll just wander back and see if we can talk to him now. And that's why he was out of range.
At the stench of both fresh and old death. Betu led us to the memorial of the lost Uriel Weatherlea, and now we find the cook freshly poisoned. Let this one see the confession letter.
Here it is.
Why would Edric lead us to Uriel's memorial and then kill himself? And earlier, the cook warned us of some mysterious danger.
He did.
Could he have met the fate he was trying to save us from?
I'd say so.
Too many bodies and cryptic messages for this one's liking.
What about the confession?
The note says that Edric served Lady Weatherlea poisoned tea the day she died, but the cook had already left the grounds.
Correct.
Otho confirmed that himself. And this letter says that Pelena was present for tea, but she said she was out all morning.
Do you think the note is a forgery?
A good question, but the memorial may be a greater clue. Lady Weatherlea had gone to great lengths to find her son, but was certain of his death to raise this memorial. Our Uriel may well be an impostor, but do not give away our upper hand.
What do we know so far?
We know the real Uriel went to fight in Varen's revolt, and that Lady Weatherlea spent a fortune to find his body. We also know from the note in the lady's study that Pelena was against looking into his death.
So what of the imposter?
Yes, our masquerading rogue. The cook was certain that he was an impostor, but what about the others? Aquilia has her suspicions, but shouldn't Pelena have known? Why hasn't she raised alarm bells and told the others?
And now the cook is dead.
And he was the only one who could have ended the impostor's ruse. But then there is Edric's confession. Could it be a forgery to throw us off the trail?
Absolutely.
Or a convenient end to our investigation? I sense another hasty painting is before us.
I agree. What's our next move?
We should question the impostor, but we mustn't let on that we know his gambit. I also have my reservations about the once and again widowed Pelena.
Oh, me too.
If anyone else was aware of his ruse, it would be her. So why hasn't she said anything?
Well, let's go question the imposter Uriel to see, shall
Steady
we?
yourself as we approach the imposter Uriel. This ruse may not be his only crime. It's increasingly likely that he killed Edric to keep his secret.
Or that Pelena did. But, I mean, we are all overlooking Aquilia. We haven't even checked to see where she really was. And now we'll probably find Uriel dead. The imposter Uriel dead. Like the real Uriel. It could have been Aquilia. Was she really in High Isle? I mean, she does seem genuinely broken up, though.
What is with all the questions, cousin? Aren't you happy to see me?
Oh, maybe
There's
not.
our
Maybe not
imposter.
her.
Talk to him, friend.
Our intrepid investigators. Pelena and I were just arguing over what to do with my mother's estate. Marriage squabbles. Have you made progress with that mysterious riddle? I can fetch her if you'd like. She just went into the kitchen.
Actually, we wanted to know if you were close to the cook, Eric Broussinet.
The cook, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as close as any young heir is with their staff. Now that I think about it, I always did find him strange. Always one for the shadows. I'm glad Pelena saw fit to fire him. I only wish I were here to do it myself.
We found him dead by the estate fountain.
Dead? What a ghastly turn of events!
We find him by the
Hold on.
fountain.
Another memory is coming back to me. Yes. The cook always had a secret love for my mother. Was it grief that led him to kill himself? It must have been. You don't think he also killed Mother?
I didn't say he killed himself.
Oh, yes, of course. No, I must have gotten ahead of myself. Yes, that's it. All this death, I thought I left it behind on the battlefield, but it seems to have followed me home. Whether murderer or murderee, my heart goes out to Edric.
I really hate this guy.
Thank you, Uriel. That's all. We should speak to Pelena next, traveler.
There's been another murder? The killer could come for any one of us next.
Nonsense. It's clear Edric was a troubled man who killed Lady Weatherlea and took his own life.
Maybe so. But I'm not leaving this room just yet.
Oh no. Well, she's next then. Oh, what? It wants me to go back inside now, but I'm not leaving this room until that. I know murder is no laughing matter. Is she still okay? Oh, she's okay, and she's in the kitchen, not outside. Let's go find the kitchen.
Mizik, do you have updates on your investigation?
We do.
Mizik, traveler, how fares the investigation? With so much still left to speculation, I've found myself wandering the grounds, trying to keep my hands busy.
Uh-huh.
I hope to have things settled soon, for all our sakes.
We found the cook dead in a garden with a note confessing to poisoning Lady Weatherlea.
Edric? A murderer? I'm astonished. I guess I was right to be suspicious of him, but now I wish I'd had him jailed when I could have. What a travesty. At least now we have some closure and can focus on the missing fortune.
Why does the confession say you were present for Lady Weatherlea's death?
Well, the lady and I had intended to meet that morning, but it slipped my mind. If the tea was poisoned, wouldn't that make Otho the suspect? With Edric away, he would have been the one to brew the tea for Lady Weatherlea.
Are you accusing Otho of aiding with the murder?
I haven't the expertise, of course, to make such an accusation. But I do wonder. Otho and Edric have worked the estate for ages. Could they have felt entitled to a cut of the fortune? Useless speculation, perhaps, but the mind does wonder.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you,
Boy,
Pelina.
I didn't know you
We
were
will
a fantasy
investigate all
writer.
lingering threads. Traveler, let's speak with the gardener next.
Yes. Before he gets killed. So, she doesn't bat an eyelid, even though she must have known that Otho... I know, it's a misplaced quest marker, that's what it is. At least I'm hoping, yeah. So basically they've put the quest marker on the study door instead of on the front door. Oh no, that's alright. These things happen.
Betu seems to have run off again. It's embarrassing, really. You'd think I'd be better at keeping a handle on him, but the dog is a free spirit.
He is.
How are things? Made any progress since investigating the library?
Actually, we were wondering if you served Lady Weatherlea tea the morning she died.
It had become one of my daily duties while Edric was away. I usually try to brew her a pot before I leave for the market. Apologies for not mentioning that earlier. My daily tasks have become innumerable.
Edric is dead. He left this note confessing to poisoning Lady Weatherlea's tea.
Edric is dead? I can't believe it. No, he'd never hurt Lady Weatherlea. We were like a family. Wait, the recipe for the
Yes,
lady's tea is wrong. She's always found ginger to be too overwhelming. Are you sure Edric wrote this?
Are you saying Edric didn't write this?
He couldn't have. He'd never make a mistake like that. And he was nowhere near the tea that morning. I started a pot for Lady Weatherlea, and Pelina took over brewing it before I left.
Pelina was here? She said she forgot about having her tea that morning.
Strange. She was most definitely here. She even offered to finish brewing it. I've been so busy as of late that I accepted her offer. It's not every day Pelina lends a hand around the estate. Could Pelina have poisoned Lady Weatherlea?
Where does Lady Weatherlea take her tea?
She usually has it in her bedchambers, but the room's been locked this whole time. It seems in the commotion the key has been misplaced.
Uh-huh.
It's likely her room has remained untouched since this whole tragedy began.
I see.
Music
I understand.
recalls a gilded key revealed to us by Betu.
If you already found the missing key, you may be able to unlock Lady Weatherlea's bedchambers.
Thank you, Otto. And he doesn't seem at all worried that we have it, so... Look, I'm liking the idea that the gardener is off the hook. I really hope it stays that way. I'm not liking the idea Palin is off the hook, and I'm still not sure about Aquilia, but it's seeming more unlikely that she is the murderer. However, Uriel, I'm not Uriel. Alright, I am lost. I've wandered right past where I need to go. Oh no, this is the misplaced quest marker again, isn't it? Yes. Alright, we're going to have to play Guess the Door. Now, I'm going to assume that the bedchamber is upstairs. I could have assumed wrong. Okay, no, it's not upstairs. Alright. In which case, it's got to be in one of the wings of the house, right? So, let's check this room. That's locked. Right. That's the kitchen. Right. Lady Weatherlea's bedchamber. We got it. Huh.
If the room has truly been locked this whole time, then not even the killer could re-enter.
It's been
Let us see if
ransacked.
we can find any clues. This scrap of fabric seems to have been torn from an expensive dress.
Yes. What's this in the fireplace? A letter to Palina. Dearest Palina, you may not remember me, but I assure you I've never forgotten your name or the swirling script of your letter to my band of mercenaries. How curious it was to see such delicate writing spell out such a gruesome request. I still remember the shock in your husband's eyes, the way he cried out for his mother while he pawed at the dagger in his back. The memory remained an idle amusement until talk of a wealthy elderly woman searching for her son spread through Cyrodiil. Then it struck me. Your late husband and I bore a striking resemblance. I'm sure you'll agree. We have much to discuss, dear wife. We'll have to play our parts well if you'd like to split that woman's fortune. Or I could just reveal you as the murderess you are. You decide. Theophan Pictor.
If this letter is
They're
true,
both dead.
then Palina played a role in Uriel's death. And this signature, is this the name of our resident imposter?
I would say so.
The residue on that teacup stinks with the same foul smell as the tainted tea we found with Edric's body.
And I don't think
Mizik
either.
would like to hear your thoughts on what we found.
I don't think either either the cook or the lady would have drunk that willingly, to be honest. She says, ransacking what's left of poor Aquilia's inheritance. Mizik. They're both rotten to the core.
This note seems to confirm that Palina Weatherlea had her husband killed while he was away from the estate.
Correct.
Did Lady Weatherlea read it first and confront Palina with the truth? And what is Palina left to do when cornered?
Palina poisoned Lady Weatherlea.
Indeed. Palina may have sensed an end to her cozy
Well,
life.
sensed an end, it would have
Killing
been
Lady
put in her
Weatherlea before the
face.
imposter's arrival would secure her the fortune. She couldn't have known it was hidden, and now she can't reveal the imposter without outing herself.
But Lady Weatherlea was found in the library?
A poisoned cup of tea would bring unwanted attention to Lady Weatherlea's death. Palina's only option would have been to stage the scene. A fall from a ladder at the lady's age? Mizik can already imagine the solemn nods of acceptance.
So Palina and the imposter Theophan.
They must have brokered an agreement. Ride out the storm of Lady Weatherlea's death and come out the other side rich. But they've stumbled along the way thanks to a curious cook and a meddling Mizik. It's time we confront our killers.
It is indeed.
Mizik heard a scream from down the hall. We
Oh
must hurry.
no, Aquilia. I was like, I'm so glad Aquilia's okay, but she's not. We left her with two murderers. Run, Mizik. Oh my god.
He's dead! Someone killed him!
Betu? Betu, what's wrong, boy?
Nobody leaves until Mizik finds out what happened. Traveler, there's something by the body. Quick!
Mizik, I apologize for letting my fear get the best of me. I was afraid of telling you the truth. It would put your life at risk. I thought I could solve everything myself. Before Lady Weatherlea's death, I went through Palina's belongings. I had always suspected she was cruel, but lately she'd grown erratic, nervous, always looking over her shoulder. When I searched her room, I discovered her correspondence with Theophan Pictor. She had Uriel killed, and now his assassin is here, wearing Uriel's clothes and name like a cheap costume. I gave Lady Weatherlea a letter to prove Palina's wrongdoing. I fear that in doing so I doomed her. When Palina confronted me, she demanded I return her stolen letter. I refused, told her I'd hidden it, but she must have sensed my deceit, known that I had revealed her betrayal to Lady Weatherlea. I'm sorry. It's all my fault, Edric. Edric. Dead with the woman he loved, I guess. Betu. Betu? No. Come on, the rule in writing is... Oh, no.
We have to help him.
Yes, we do. How do we help him?
Something has made Betu terribly ill. I've never seen him so scared. If only I knew what was wrong, I could help him.
He was poisoned. We found the same residue in Lady Weatherlea's teacup.
Wait. I recognize this smell. Yes, I couldn't place it until now. We used this poison around the estate grounds. We've fallen into such disrepair that beasts have moved into the cellars. Betu knows better than to eat this. He was forced.
Yes, he was. Can we help him?
Yes, in the pantry. I kept a tin of medicinal herbs for this very occasion. I could never forgive myself if I had a hand in hurting Betu.
I understand.
Please, hurry. Get the herbs.
I'll do that.
Quickly, friend. Search the pantry. Mizik hopes we can save at least one life today.
Oh, Mizik, I hope you are so right. Okay. I have forgotten I need to go into the pantry, which is in the kitchen. And the quest markers are very skew-if, I'm afraid, with this quest. So just be aware you're going to have to look a little bit more than usual. Alrighty, medicinal herbs. Let's take those. Let's take that. Take the pumpkins. I know, I feel bad. That gardener's got a lot to cope with without me stealing all his food. But he's a gardener and he knows how to grow stuff, and okay, I should feel bad. I shouldn't also be taking food from tables where people have been poisoned. I mean, you know, how... Really? Are you right there? How silly am I? Fine, roll around in your coloured ball of doom. Garlic? There's no garlic hanging by the fireplace. Sometimes there is, and it's can be awkward to find. So if you do find it, feel free to put it there. That was a very interesting thing on the wall. Excuse me for a minute. What's this? It looks like a bee smoker and 2 honey sticks. Huh. I wonder what that's for. Oh, I know. There's a story there and I want to know it. Someone kept bees and celebrated doing so. Are we too late? Let's use the remedy.
Betu! He's recovering. The herbs must be working.
Wonderful news.
Yeah. You know what? There's
Let's
probably a
discuss the notes
big
you
pile of
found with
blurk
our
on the floor.
imposter.
Hey, Mizik.
Our imposter is dead, and our killer nearly succeeded in taking Betu's life as well.
Yes.
It is also not lost on Mizik as to who is missing from this room.
Yes.
The note you found with imposter Theophan's body. What does it say?
It's a note from Edric. He discovered Palena's involvement with Uriel's murder.
The lengths the cook went to protect Lady Weatherlea. This one hopes she knew how dearly she was loved by her staff.
I didn't save her life.
There is no doubt left in this one's mind as to who our killer is.
Pelena Weatherlea?
She must be held accountable for her crimes. She can't have gone far.
Right, then let's go find her.
What is it? Where are you going?
Quickly, follow that dog.
He might know better. He just ran through the wall.
Good boy, Betu. The killer may very well have fled through this door.
Yeah, into the cavern with the beasts that we were told about. Let me take the lead, Mizik. I mean, I can resurrect myself, right?
These tunnels seem to run under the entire property. Good thing we have Betu's nose to lead us.
Yes. Alright, I'm coming, puppy. Here we go. I know, I'm not even stopping to loot stuff. Clearly, other adventurers have been through here. There are dead bugs.
Get away from me, you beasts!
I hear Pelena's voice. She must be nearby.
I have a feeling she's about to get eaten. Screaming at the monsters isn't going to help her. I know, I'm really curious to see what happens next. This was actually a good little adventure. I really enjoyed it.
Damn dog. How are you still alive?
Yes, indeed.
I've committed no wrong. That man was an imposter. If I hadn't gotten him first, then he would have killed me. I spit on Theophan Pictor's name for masquerading as my dear Uriel.
We know you had Uriel killed.
How could you possibly say that? Whose inane rambling convinced you of such nonsensical drivel? Everyone is out to frame me. Theophan, Otto, even that damned Edric.
It's over, Pelena.
Damn this rotting estate. Everything I did, everyone I killed, I did it for my own survival. I hope it crumbles into dust just like that crone and her son. I spit on their graves.
You're under arrest.
The Count of Skingrad will decide your fate.
Pelena, why would you hurt Betu?
Because this whole family can rot for all I care.
Whoa, Mizik. Can I kill
You've
her?
done great work today, traveler. The air is heavy with death. But just like the sun, truth will come out. If only Lady Weatherlea could see Pelena beaten at her own game.
What happens now?
Pelena will be delivered to Skingrad.
Oh, can I do
With
that?
the evidence in hand, she should face charges for the deaths of Uriel, Lady Weatherlea, and our impostor. While it's possible Theophan killed Edric, I am certain she played a role.
Oh yeah, mix the tea. What of the missing fortune?
To think this one nearly forgot about our remaining golden thread.
I had
Aquilia
forgotten
is
it.
the only living relative. Mizik supposes she will inherit the fortune. Not that we found a single coin to give her.
We must have missed something. No, we haven't gone to the glittering grove where the fireflies play.
Fortune aside, what we accomplished today is no small feat. If the fortune was to be found, we'd have stumbled upon it during our investigation.
We did. We did.
What have you got there, boy?
It seems Betu has brought us something.
Betu is a good
Betu,
boy.
where did you find this? Betu? Otto, escort Pelena back to the manor. We will follow the dog.
It's amazing Otto trusts us after our investigations have seen so many dead. Or with the fortunate hand. It's clear that he loved his mistress, not in the same way or with the same depth that maybe the cook did. But yeah, I'm coming, boy. Whoa. Betu?
Missy can't believe it. Is this Lady Weatherlea's missing fortune? Let us investigate.
If you're reading this letter, then Betu trusted you with our hidden fortune. I had hoped that one day I'd pass these treasures on to my son, Uriel. But I learnt recently that the woman I cared for like a daughter betrayed me, and so it became necessary to hide the fortune she is clearly so hungry to acquire. I haven't gathered all the proof yet, but I called upon a dear friend who can help her bring her crimes to light. If I don't live long enough to see her downfall, let this document serve to make my final wishes clear. My dear dog Betu, and the staff that has looked after the both of us while I retreated into my grief, are to receive my remaining fortune and the estate. They are what remains of my family, and through them the memorial of my dear Uriel will live on. To Edric and Otho, I thank you for making my grieving a little more comfortable. I hope this fortune helps you. Look after the greatest gift my son ever gave me, my dear and faithful Betu. Aquilia misses out entirely, but then she herself said she was away and hadn't visited as much. Oh.
Lady
Wow.
Weatherlea must have left that note before her death. We should show it to Aquilia.
Aquilia? Are you sure that's a good idea? That young lady is likely to go nuts. Although, you know what? She is a nice young lady. Perhaps she'll be happy for them.
Dark bones.
You're a cat. Why are you worried by a rat, for
Music.
goodness sake?
It's all right.
I know, we'll just do a little bit of axe work here. I know. What good is a magic using mage?
Needs to stop doing that.
Physic, are you okay? Do you need to go change your trousers? Because we're fine here. Come on. Scaredy cat. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. What's that? An empty bottle, right. I know, these guys just waited for me to clear the troll. Thanks, guys. What's this? Why are you following me? I know, maybe it's just music that I'm seeing physic. Oh my gosh. I know, episode 2, sorry, part 2 of day 3. And what have we discovered? I don't know. It doesn't look like we've discovered, oh, a recipe. I like those. But we have a fishy stick recipe, I think. It's one of the first things we ever get. Jeez, grommet. I know it's a shopping trip. Every trip's a shopping trip, and you know that. I think oh, no, I don't want to take the drink. We're good. Aquilia.
Helena, is it true? After everything my aunt did for you.
I don't owe you an explanation, Aquilia.
Wow, Aquilia, are you okay?
Otho did his best to explain your findings. But is it really true? Helena is to blame for this nightmare?
Yes, Lady Weatherlea was our killer.
I thought she was acting strangely, but I blamed it on the grief. I would never have expected her to be capable of all this. And what of Uriel? What was his role in all this?
He was an imposter. He wanted a cut of the fortune after helping kill Uriel.
I knew something was off about him. But to think he also played a role in killing my cousin. Lady Weatherlea gave Helena a comfortable life, looked after her every need. All this death, in the pursuit of an absent fortune.
Actually, we found the missing fortune, along with a letter from Lady Weatherlea.
Betu was safeguarding the fortune this whole time? It's a strange request, leaving the remaining fortune to Betu and her staff. But I wouldn't dare go against my aunt's wishes. How sweet. Lord Betu of Weatherlea.
Oh, see, she actually is a nice person. You so rarely meet them in this game.
You have got to be joking. The dog.
I can't believe it. There must be some mistake.
Oh,
There's
also,
no mistake, Otho. I will help oversee the transfer of ownership. You and Betu will have all your needs seen to.
he's in shock.
Excellent work, my friend. Let
Oh,
us speak.
I like Aquilia. Oh, I hope we get to see her in more, just doing her thing and being nice. That's cool.
Many lives were lost, despite our best efforts. There is certainly joy to be found in our success, but this one will spend many a night wondering if there was more that could be done. Perhaps he is not as good an investigator as he thought.
Perhaps you could have saved Edric. Yeah, I wish to. Lady Weatherlea and her son can rest easy thanks to you. And Edric.
Do not downplay your role either, friend.
I
You
just
forget,
helped.
Mizik was a bumbling mess, chasing a sneeze-inducing beast. Betu, until you arrived. You deserve a reward for your work, but know that this one is in your debt.
Thank you, Mizik.
Mizik hopes news of this case strikes fear in the heart of all criminals who think they have gotten away with their crimes. No matter how many years go by, justice is still hunting, and Mizik will find you in the end.
What will you do now?
Mizik will stay for a while as executor of the estate. But he cannot linger long. There are crimes that require his attention, and he must hurry before the trail goes cold.
But we just solved a crime.
Yes, and Mizik could not have done it without you. But resting in the shade of one's successes too long dulls the claws. We will meet again, friend, and criminals will tremble at the thunder of our boots. Mizik likes saying that part.
Oh, that's very cute, music. Happy hunting, kitty.
I've always preferred cats. But you've made a good argument for dogs, Betu.
This one thinks Betu likes you.
Oh, well, you do seem like a very good boy. I'll be sure to order a lifetime supply of steak dinners.
All right, well, let's go. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I love the stories, and when it's like a good little story like that, it's so nice to just come across. And it's like, yeah, you know, not a happy ending, but yeah, and Aquilia didn't get the fortune, which I didn't see coming, and you know, the son didn't end up being miraculously alive. But Aquilia was also not the murderer, which, you know, I would have been a little bit surprised by. But yeah, anyway, I'm kind of excited to just... That was a good story. Ah, thank you. Now, well, oh, we didn't know that one? Awesome. But we already knew that one. Oh, that's pretty good. We got a couple of new recipes out of it. I know. Not bad. That might not have been my best option, but anyway. Okay, these all look like stuff that I know and I need to go in my bank. Sigh. Alrighty. Let's go. So, we've, I've got a West Weald treasure. I've got 2 of them now. I know, I could get a little bit excited about that. I'm pretty sure I don't know how to scry yet. Yep, I need to get the scrying skill line. We might do that once the we might do that once things are over. They're hunting bits and pieces. Now I wanted to go and finish this quest up here. All right, flocking together, because flocking together was that first quest that we found outside of the first estate where the cohort had gone missing. There's another quest up here. Yes, let's go get that. I know, hunting down the quests. Oh wait, I don't think I can get that one. I can. 23. Oh, hello. Constable seeks deputy. I was too scared to come and look at this the other day because I actually thought it was a real constable. The town of Ontus, located northwest of Skingrad between Weatherlea Estate and Centurion's Rise, seeks to hire a deputy to assist the new constable with clearing pending investigations regarding suspicious deaths in the town. Interested applicants should present themselves to newly appointed Constable Yabrin. She can usually be found in the graveyard, right outside of town. Awesome. But you know what? Before we start heading out for that, before we start heading out for that, it is time to call this lesson here. And we did not find a single new Ayleid remnant. I mean, look at this. Ayleid remnants. We still have just the one after 2 hours of play. I think I'm having too much fun. But guys, on that note, I'm going to bid you adieu. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit like. If you want to see more, please hit subscribe. And I'll check you later. Take care out there.